Welcome back to the Officer Tatum Show. I am interviewing Lee Greenwood, country music star and legend, singer and songwriter. Man, Lee, did every song you make, were you like, I got to make sure that the audience has chills? Every,
Well,
absolutely
my
amazing,
producer,
man.
my producer was the head of MCA Music, and I was on the label with Reba McEntire, George Strait, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Barbara Mandrell. And Barbara and I toured together. I wrote the song for the lead song in that album. We were meant for each other. But yeah, we had songs presented to us, and we'd have 2 albums a year for 7 years, and that's a lot of music to go through. But we had our choices, and then I would throw my songs in the pile, and if my song survived, it would be one on the album.
Wow, that is just fascinating. You can't listen to your music without getting chills. That takes some serious talent. Obviously, I want to get your take on the period of time in America from when you wrote "God Bless the USA" to now. Just the difference that you're seeing in the culture and what we're experiencing, and if you ever thought you would see America like it exists today.
I think the biggest thing that bothers me most of all is the open border, because the people who come here years ago through Ellis Island, they came here to simulate, and they want to be part of the American dream. And with the Statue of Liberty standing in New York Harbor that says this is a beacon of freedom, you come here for that. Now we have people pouring through the border, millions pouring through the border, who want to change America. They want to make it like where they come from. That's the biggest thing that bothers me, and it does change things. It changes how our democracy looks at our citizenship. They even have people today that can get medical insurance. They can own a car and drive it and then kill somebody, and then they have almost no legal repercussion. They just run across the border. It's like, and they're back again next week.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. It's one of the things that I speak about often, Lee. I can't stand the fact that we're letting so many illegals in that refuse to assimilate, and obviously they're changing the demographics of the United States of America. Many that believe, hey, this is our country. We're just going to overtake it. When you think of these groups like La Raza, I know they've changed their names, but this mentality exists, and it's really sad to see, and of course, our resources are being drained, and it's pretty phenomenal to me to witness what we are witnessing today. I can't believe the state that we're in. I want to talk to you a little bit about council culture, and there's also a call that I'd like to get to before you get off of air with me, Lee. There's a gentleman that has a story. He's a veteran. He met you in apparently he met you somewhere. While you were on the road when he was serving. So he wanted to share that story. But before we get to him, let me ask you this. What happened to country music in this sense? Country music or country music artists used to be so reliably always pro-American. That seems to have changed. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I may not totally agree with you, but I will tell you that there has been a shift in what economics has forced country music to do. When you see the Grand Ole Opry that has every pop act in the world on it, and it's a mix of traditional and pop, and I think that had a lot to do with the Country Music Association and their control on Nashville overall. But the public has the last say. And let me give you the good news. As I tour the country and every place that I work, all across America, we play more of the rural area than the big cities. There are people that love America. I don't care if you're in New York or Texas or California or Florida or Wisconsin. There are people who absolutely love this country, and they don't have maybe access to the media that we see every day, which is just bombarding us with the wrong news and misshapen news and fake news. They still believe. They fly the flags. They have 4th of July parades, and they're very patriotic, and they love their military. I mean, this is America that I know, and I still see it across as I travel.
That is so promising because you're right. I mean, listen. I'm my head is literally on my laptop, in my laptop every day, reading stories like crazy incessantly. And you're right. I'm glad you get to go out there. You get to share a little perspective and see some perspective, because you get a lot of Americans, obviously, that are going to attend your shows that are going to be patriots and that absolutely love America. So that's honestly refreshing refreshing to hear. One thing that I can say about country music, I love the fact that whenever I listen to country music, and I'll be honest, it wasn't that often, Lee, but every once in a while I hear a song that I just absolutely love that's country music, and I'm like, thank God country music exists, because overwhelmingly the industry seems to love America. And obviously, you get a perspective that we don't see. We see these woke social justice warriors, and we assume that there's more of them than there are of us. But that just simply isn't the case. Is that right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the way the music has changed a little bit is an effect on the culture from the days of Willie Nelson and Johnny Cash, and today Jason Aldean and Lee Brice and Justin Lynch, and people who actually have a different way of approaching. But you know what? It's all about the money. It's about how many people can we entertain at once, whether it's Justin Timberlake in Bridgestone Arena in Nashville, Tennessee, or let's say Justin Lynch, and who will sell out the same arena. So you're having multitudes of people who come to see who they think is moving them the most. And you can weigh that against Brianna or what's her name? I can't even think of her name. The most popular pop artist today.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. Thank you. You measure Taylor Swift and Brianna against Garth Brooks, and you're still going to have the same multitude of fans that say, "We love you. We love your message." And so It's just a matter of the dollars and cents in lots of ways. However, if you listen to the lyrics on country music, it's a little different than the lyrics on pop music. We're still telling stories about real life. 3 chords in a song. It just always makes a great song.
Love it. Love it. We have 30 seconds before the break here. I want to get your take on this. Perhaps you can start and finish up. Jason Aldean, they tried to cancel Jason Aldean. Give us your take on that, and then we'll finish up probably about 20 seconds before the break here, Lee.
Yeah, Jason and his wife are very good friends of me and my wife, Kim, and I know them very well. He is a patriot. He's a great American. And remember this, when that song first came out, it was number one because it was relatable to all of the people who love country music and love what the country stands for.
I am just listening to Lee Greenwood music. I need to get back to the place where I just love America and realize there are a lot of patriots out there. Again, I'm joined with Lee Greenwood. You guys all know him, the legendary country music singer and songwriter. Again, Lee Greenwood is joining forces with the nonprofit organization Adopt a Vet. All right, so go to adoptavet.com. And he's going to be doing concerts for a cause to celebrate country music's American values and to donate proceeds to pro-American causes. Lee, we only have a couple of more minutes left. You were talking to us about Jason Aldean and cancel culture before we went to break.
There's no way in heck that that video, let me first say that the song was number one before the video was ever made, 3 months later. Jason Aldean had nothing to do with the video. Sometimes videographers will take your music and they'll try to get their own perception and conception of it, and that's what's happened. And all of those shots in there about fire and people burning things in the streets, those are during the pandemic. Those are the riots during the pandemic.
Right.
It had nothing to do with the past. And Jason even he said himself, I'm a flag waver. I love this country, and I totally believe him because we're very close friends.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the left is trying to erase small town values. You and I were talking during the break. They want us to believe that we are just isolated and alone. That's why I appreciate you sharing with us, what you see when you're out on the road. Talk to us about the dangers of cancel culture in general when it comes to artists like yourself and free expression.
Yeah, it'll try to bury us. As a matter of fact, they tried to shake me off of the inauguration of President Trump at the Lincoln Memorial. There was no way I was going to leave that. I had the sheriff watching my house while I was there.
Wow.
A lot of people said, no, I can't do it. I'm afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it. As a matter of fact, I am a Bible-thumping, gun-toting Christian, and if anybody comes in my house, they're going to face at 44. And so it's like, I believe in American values, but I believe also in protecting your own home.
Oh man, I absolutely love it. Listen, I'm one of those Bible thumper, gun owning people myself. But if the FBI is listening, Lee, I gave all my guns away earlier, just so they're aware. All right, so
well,
again,
I sold all my guns I wasn't needing.
All right. So listen, we just have a minute left. What would you like to share with the audience? 30 seconds left here, Lee.
I'm going to talk to you about one thing, and that is it's called God Bless the USA Bible, and there's a .com at the end of that. GodBlessTheUSABible.com. We have produced a leather-bound, beautiful Holy Bible, King James Version, with the Declaration of Independence, the Pledge of Allegiance, the Constitution. It's all in the back of the Bible. If you go to GodBlessTheUSABible.com, pick up one of these beautiful leather-bound Holy Bibles and put it on your coffee table.
Right.
Show your neighbors you're a patriot.